Hi everyone, my name is Lisa Schumacher and I am one of the practitioners at Foundations Wellness Coaching. In this video, I'm going to show you how quick and easy it is to make probiotic jar veggies. These fermented vegetables, when made, are so delicious and it's worth taking the time with what they do for your gut microbiome. All right, so to start, I have my vegetables that I showed you in the last video and I have put them in the jar up to the neck. All right, so next I have my brine. So this is a 2% brine made with 20 grams of salt, and I use Himalayan pink salt, which is an unrefined salt that still has trace minerals intact. So I am going to put my water in my jar. And I'm going to put it just under the neckline. All right, so I'm gonna shake it a little bit because there's probably some air pockets. And I'm gonna make sure I have enough. So if not, I'm gonna add a little bit more. All right, let me add a little bit more. All right, that looks better. Make sure everything's under. All right, the next thing I put in is called the brine bowl. Now this helps the vegetables stay underneath the brine because that's where fermentation happens. All right, so the brine bowl is intact. And now I have the lid. So I'm going to make sure I have no food particles on the edge and no food particles here. And both of those look good. I'm going to attach the lid and close it. And this is called an airlock. Now the airlock gets filled with water up to a certain line, which when you have it close to you, you can see. And this allows oxygen to escape from the jar. Now, because oxygen doesn't stay in the jar, this is an anaerobic ferment. And without oxygen, yeast and mold cannot grow, but also histamines are neutralized. So for many of you who might be sensitive to histamines that tend to be in fermented foods, they're not in the probiotic jar veggies. So you can go ahead and make your probiotic jar veggies and eat them, and you will not have a problem with histamines. All right, so once I have my jar with the brine, everything intact, I put a dark cloth around it and I put it on my counter. So this recipe called for 5 to 7 days. And an ideal temperature, they said, is 68 to 72 degrees. And that's about what my house is normally. So I'm gonna put it to the side. The lactobacillus that is created in this process does not like light. So that's why we put the towel around it and I put it on my counter. Now guys, this was super, super easy. The thing that takes the longest time is just getting your vegetables ready. So for sometimes I use my food processor, and that's what I did when I made my cabbage. And sometimes I chop, which I did when I made my vegetables for today. And sometimes I keep them whole when I make green beans. So just depending on what time you have, you can decide what vegetable you want to use. But remember, it's quick, it's easy, and it's so beneficial for our bodies. So go ahead and make your ferments. I will have another video sometime soon, and we'll talk to you then. Bye.